society would have guys, hold on, Shika, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. Me not say nothing. I have no problem with the deal. Me not try to change it in no way. So me never go down the road there. Me not go down the road there because me not have no problem with it.
No, that's not what I heard. You came on here and you stated.
What did I say?
My sister explained the reason why these things happen.
No, I said the deal. The deal, I have no problem with the deal. What I think is that he could have been spending 50 years in jail.
Yes, but you see, all people lead you astray just now.
No, he not lead me astray. He just let me say something out loud when me that think.
Please allow my sister. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute you. Allow my sister.
Speak, Chuck. If you'd allow me to speak, I would appreciate it, right? We don't want to bring the live into any disrepute, okay?
And we will
we were having a very good discussion, and we lay out the terms and the conditions and what we agree and the guidelines and yada yada yada. This man came out of nowhere and told you, Chuck, commented that this case was based on classism. You said you can see that, right? And I've been asking you. You said it doesn't exist, and you said it might exist or it may not exist. Yes. And I'm asking you, with that confusion, what has caused you to feel that kind of way? And for the time you've been rambling, Chuck, you are unable to guide me to anything that shows any form of classism that was executed during this sentencing. Please,
and again, my answer will remain the same. I have absolutely no issue with the deal, but I am saying, based on the Jamaica we live in, based on the world we live in, not Jamaica, the world we live in, your station in life is always a consideration.
Chuck, we know that.
Yes.
We know that. Chuck, we know all of that.
But can we then know? All right, yes, and we know that.
Chuck, wait. My background nice, sorry. But
yes.
what we saw on display, Chuck, what we saw on display yesterday, right? Where can we find the classism so we can agree with Zeus, because you agreed with him. So
I did not agree. I said it may or may not. But here is where we can find it. The classism would not have been on display yesterday. It would have been on display weeks ago. To say here now, we can, but again, I don't want to get in a discussion where I'm trying to tear down the case. That's why I say, me left that there so. Me no have no problem with it.
Chuck,
so let me turn back. All right, hold on. Let me say it this way. Let me say it this way then, because maybe this way might be clearer. There was no classism. Forget that I move on. Simple. I have no issue with the case. Me no problem. Me good with it.
So I just want to add what I was saying. And Shika, let me add this. That, there are a lot of mistakes made in the beginning. Lots of mistakes was made. And the fact of the matter is that we got 20 years. I am grateful. Because mistakes were made when 119 was called, and the officer on the scene made some mistakes. How he viewed the body, what his determination was. All of this happened from the beginning. That would would have tainted this trial if there was a trial. Mistakes were made.
No. Again.
And hold on. Like you go as far as said just now about classism, mistakes were made based on classism in that case.
Yes.
That's where classism comes into play.
So you find the classism.
There, when the police officer arrived on the scene, found that lady unalive in a bed, and assumed all because the husband stated, "Oh, she died in her sleep." She is a young woman, not 68.
No.
Hold on now.
Angel, hold on and listen. The policeman will go up on the scene is why we are here today. The same policeman we are trying to throw under the bus.
Me done, Tom.
Yes, he
Chuck, what
is.
the
It's the
judge said.
policeman will take one picture and say, the scene when me I look pan no match where them a tell me.
Chuck,
The first responder that responded is the reason why we would have had a case of mistrial or didn't have no case of a trial. Because the first, and it's, listen, the DPP stated it too. The first responder that responded did not do his diligence. They did not do their diligence. Don't tell me shit. You need to go back and read the case file and read what was said.
I'm going to tell you if you fuck off and go ask Vaz.
Huh?
Can't get ears. Me tell a user they will ask a question.
Stop following back the comment section, Joe. Stop following the comment. Sheikah, I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead, sis.
Sorry.
We're on the right path. I'm listening, and she's correct. Because he based on go uptown, St. Andrew.
Thank you.
What he did, Lord Jesus. What he did, Chuck, he was taken by me reaching at this uptown household and she died in her sleep for real. And what he said, he literally said, cover her.
And you cover her up.
Privacy.
Have some respect.
When him should have called in crime scene immediately and said, nobody in, nobody out. Corners off with yellow tape and everything.
Thank you.
That's weird.
Thank you.
I think we are discussing two different police officers here. No, the police officer that I am discussing is the one that went to the scene. I think
he took
the
her
report
picture.
that he was the first officer on. He processed the scene. He took their statement. They told him she died in his sleep, but he was not comfortable with what he was being told. Yes, I think he was overrun by the amount of big shots that was around him. I think them kind of. But even with them around him, he was not comfortable. So what he did was he took the pictures and he went and he asked his seniors. He said, listen to me. They might tell me say this woman dead in her sleep, but based on this amount of blood, me can't believe it. And that's how the investigation started. No,
you did not read. You didn't read. That's not how it happened. That is weeks after, Chuck. Weeks. Chuck, if you did a close to me and give a horn lick in your head, you see? That is weeks after. Listen, it's the autopsy. Let me finish, please. It is weeks after that was found out to be with the picture. When the first responder, I listened to the DPP, the statements and everything. When the first responder responded, because like my sister said, classism, where he went, who it was, and everything. When you respond, even for me, responding to a crime on a crime scene, you, the victim family, can't tell me what is processing. You can't tell me if you cover up nobody. You can't tell me if you do ABC. I follow the policy and protocols of what should be done. So when you get there and the husband will tell you, oh, she died in her sleep, it is not you to tell me what happened at this crime scene. It is for me to process the crime scene as I see it. And then
what is funny?
Detectives, hold on, Chuck. Investigation will determine what happened. That didn't happen. The first responder did not follow processing and it did not follow protocol. The man said, woman died in her sleep. Him listen to that. The man said, cover her up, please. I want my kids them see her like this. Oh, for her dignity and for privacy, you cover her up. Excuse me? So you took the word of the husband and you follow what the husband asked you to do because of classism, like you stated. The picture was taken, but that picture was used. Listen, Chuck, let me finish. The picture came into play weeks after, and this is what the DPP stated. Weeks after.
And the judge.
So hold on.
Hello?
Let me ask both of you this question now. So both of you, Sheikah and Angel, who 5 minutes ago was asking me to prove where the classism was, has now proved the classism for me.
Oh, that's
remember
not what we are talking about.
That is not what...
No, Chuck,
I told you the classism would have happened long ago, you know, not yesterday in the trial, you know. And
It
you
didn't
go
happen
say
in the
proof
trial.
it was the classism. But here you go now and dig up the box of classism.
Chuck, that's not where
We're
we
done.
were talking, Chuck.
I feel like I'm talking to a PMP today. I'm talking to a PMP today, so me done.
Are you calling Paula PMP?
You may call PMP.
Are you calling? If it's close to me, I'll give you one step right now. Step back that turn right down your throat. Plop.
You hear that, Shika?
Let me
We're
hear
talking
him out.
about a
Oh,
man who abused his wife. And Chuck is on here threatening
I would
to
never
abuse
abuse
me.
my wife.
Don't ask. Let me see who wish for the same frowns.
Stop it. Ignore user, man. User want attention.
Don't ask
User
Chuck
want
no
attention.
question.
Stop the user attention.
Don't ask Chuck no question.
Stop the user attention.
For a
No blacking, no mute.
Let me bring up
give
my
you
husband,
them.
Amala. I'm tired of you, Chuck. Let me bring up Amala. I'm tired of you.
I know Marlo that.
It's Amala.
I know Marlo
I don't
that
bring
thing
up-
a different man. You call Marlo.
I didn't bring him up. I must say Shika bring him up. I bring up Amala.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning,
I can add something to the conversation.
If you are going to support my argument, yes.
No, I'm not going to support the argument. Now we get the real conversation when Angel explain. Now we can say enough, right?
You should not support man in a Chuck. You don't know that.
Go ahead, darling. Go ahead.
Would you agree, Chuck, that the policeman blundered so much that it weakened the DPP to agree with manslaughter instead of murder? Because of the blunder that the policeman made at first, didn't give the DPP enough evidence. Enough evidence to go to trial.
Need to ask, you know.
Chuck, before you ask $1 million question, I think you need to address Zeke. You need to address all of the man them on the internet. Watch ya. She said never. Chuck, you see that, Chuck?
There is a.
Chuck, you see that? So
Me soon drop them out. Wait. Me soon drop them.
watch ya.
There is a young Zeeks.
Block him, Chuck.
No. Yeah, man. Me soon deal with Zeeks. You saw who do the last Zeeks. Just wait. But there are persons, you know, and what we are trying to wonder is there are persons that were a part of the cover-up. And I'm asking, will those persons now be persecuted for their part in the cover-up?
So before you move on to that, could I say something?
Sure. But what make Horatio finish first. Horatio didn't finish.
Want me to ask, like,
Horatio, ask your question, Chuck.
based on what Angel say, right? Based on what
You
Angel
must ignore Horatio question.
No, you can't ignore. You can't ignore what Angel said. I'm just saying, based on what Angel said, would you agree with me that's the reason why the DPP accept manslaughter than murder and didn't want to go to trial? Because she didn't have enough.
All right, hold on. There's two ways to look at it in Horatio.
Hold on. I can't give you a chance to answer. Remember, you know, the DPP say, you know, why them accept the plea guilty of manslaughter because they didn't have enough evidence going to trial.
But why did Jolyan accept it?
No, he asked for it.
Why did he ask for it? Why did he ask for it? If the DPP case was that weak, why did he ask for the deal?
Let me tell you why me think him asked for it. Based on the recommendation of the lawyer. The lawyer get what the lawyer have done. Go through the DPP file and find out that the DPP didn't have enough evidence to go to trial. So him go to Silvera and no, Angel.
No. So normally when you plead
that
for
don't
a
make sense,
lesser, hold on, Chuck. Let me help him out.
Yeah.
In such a case, normally when you plea a lesser charge, it's because you're looking for a lesser time.
Right.
So he was fearing that if he went to trial, it could be a chance that he could get life sentence if found guilty. Whenever someone go to you in a court, in a trial case of a murder, capital, or any one of those charges, and ask for a lesser charge and plead guilty to a lesser charge, is because a lesser charge come with lesser time. And if this is an agreement, he and his lawyer would have looked and see what the minimum was, what the maximum was, comparing to if he was to go to trial, what the minimum and the maximum based on the murder would have been. It's a totally two different things. I would have taken a risk and go with a manslaughter than having chance in going for a murder. Am I correct,
But
Amala?
Horatio stands.
Yes.
Horatio said that they look at the case and see it was weak. If the
No,
case
that's
was
not.
weak,
Chuck, stop
Never
it, Chuck.
said that.
No.
You wake up today like a PNP. That's
said
not. Listen, what Horatio is saying is based. He's just assuming that.
Right,
But
right.
I am helping him out by explaining
All right,
why
let
people
me-
choose a
let me
lesser
shed some light
charge.
on this.
Chuck, if you will allow me in the name of Jesus. I'm helping out Horatio to explain why people choose lesser charge for the risk of what they're going for. Amala, help him out, Amala, since as him can't help understand it.
Let me say something. Chuck, when the police went on the scene, the police blunder. Oh, why did the police blunder? The police was supposed to ask if she had any medical condition that was known before she died, that she had attended
He did
to
ask.
before.
He did
Yeah.
ask, Omalo. He did
And
ask,
he-
and
And when he
Omalo,
just a
Omalo,
minute,
he did ask, and then he said no,
No.
and
that's what I'm going to come to. I'm going to let everything. So he's
Okay.
supposed to ask that. If he
So, hey,
asks,
somebody black Zeke to me there. All right, the black him, blow him.
Can I say something, Chuck?
no,
One minute.
hold on, man, hold on. Omalo is speaking. Hold on, trivia.
if he asks, this is his duty. When he asks, and if there is none, what he should have done was protect the scene until there is an autopsy committee take place after. It was the pathologist. It was the pathologist. The judge said, not me.
Yes.
The judge said that
Facts.
makes a difference in
Yes.
finding that there was a crime that
Yes.
occurred.
Facts.
Not the police. The
Facts.
judge chastised the police for
Right.
not dealing with the crime scene in a way that a crime was supposed not the crime scene, because it wasn't a crime scene yet. He never deal with the scene, protect the scene, and
Facts.
preserve evidence. That would have strengthened the prosecutor's
The
case.
case.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
Omalo. Thank you.
Facts.
What the
Facts.
prosecutor had was that the prosecutor couldn't prove what the intent was inside of
Exactly.
Silvera's mind because there was no evidence to deal with that.
Right.
He had to, so the prosecutor accept the guilty plea.
All right, let
Absolutely.
me add something now. Now. Hold on, Trivia. Let me say this and then you will come, Trivia. But let me say this first. When did Jolyan and his team decided to offer the guilty plea? The last time they went to court, he asked for an independent team to view the forensic
That's what I was coming to.
case. He asked for that, that an independent team for his side view the forensic team. Now, when all the forensic evidence was turned over to his team and they viewed it, him decides to hear what, but he best me go guilty. He best me plea.
Exactly.
But, Omalo, hold on a minute.
So
Remember
what
the
I'm
judge said,
saying
Chuck?
is that,
Hold on, Trivia. Hold on.
hold on, let me finish. Saying that the case where them think the prosecution was weak, that's why they took the plea. Don't make sense. It's
No.
because they realized that the case was too strong.
No. So again,
Chuck.
hold on, Shika. You have answered Amala question. You have made Amala point clearer, and you have made my point clearer. That when they hired these people to do that, and they saw that, they went and asked again. When you, the defendant, is asking for a lesser charge, it is your asking, but the prosecutor know that it is, they don't have enough evidence, regardless of what your lawyer saw. The prosecutor knew that, like Omala just stated, they don't have an intent, that they cannot prove intent. So because of that is the reason why the prosecutor chose what they chose. It doesn't matter what you have hired and who you have hired to investigate and found out that this is evidence. Yes, but the prosecutor reasoning is different from what they have found. So you, the defendant who asks for a lesser plea deal, is because you want a lesser charge, and you are giving the prosecutor an option now to choose to go to trial or to take this. Any good prosecutor in America or any part of the country is going to choose to take the plea deal, because like the judge says, one single juror could have said no, and that is it. Money gone.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a
No,
question.
that is not true also. That is not
Give
true
me a
also.
second first. Give me a second first,
No,
Omalo.
hold on. Yeah. Go to.
Give me a second first, Omalo.
Hold on a minute. I'm
My-
a trivia go.
My argument is based on the judge's submission. And if you listen to the judge's argument, and the judge said it was either, in a manslaughter case, it was either voluntary or involuntary.
Right.
And he charged him for voluntary. And in his submission, he made the case why he charged him for voluntary.
Dirty
And-
user.
and
Hold
this-
on, trivia. Dirty user. The dirty labor right mute you, so watch them outside, Drunkro. Go on, continue.
Yeah, and this was my thing, that why I said this was a key point in the judge's submission, why I said this was a blunder on the prosecution part, and the prosecution went for the easy win. That's what the prosecutor went for. They just took the easy win. Yes, it's a win, and they took it.
No, trivia. There's no such thing in no justice system as easy win.
Hold on. All right.
No such
All right.
thing.
My
Me
case is based
disagree.
on Angel. Remember when in the judge submission, he said that the reason why he's not giving Jolyan Silvera discount for remorse is because he wait until he saw the evidence of the prosecutor before he asked for the plea deal. And the judge went on to say that the ballistic evidence was so strong, and that's why he went. So it was a tactical move. It was a strategic move instead of a remorse move by Jolyan Silvera and his team to take the plea deal.
All right. A question
It
now.
was based on the evidence that they saw that what the prosecutor have had. That's when they asked for the plea deal.
All right. A question now.
A second, just a quick second, Chuck.
right.
Chuck, evidence prove he commit the crime.
Thank
the
you.
evidence don't prove
You-
the intent.
Thank you. You
Right.
guys don't understand law, really, if you're saying that. Right.
If he go to court and say he is guilty, but because of this, all the prosecutor gonna prove that he what was in his mind wasn't
It's fine.
so.
All right.
Prosecutor
So,
don't do that.
so Omalo, the judge also said something very, very important, and I think it flew over a lot of people's head, because we said, "Oh, the evidence is so strong."
Yes.
But the judge said, listen to what the judge said. The judge said, "Him never say him lose him gun. There's no report. There's no this. There's no that." The judge is literally telling you guys that going to trial could have been an approach that man could have taken. Because him could have
Yes.
gone there and say, "Yes, I my gun do it."
Yes,
You can prove
I
that,
didn't
but
use
me,
it.
no, when me gun there,
There.
me never know.
No,
He could have
Lashika,
said a
he
lot of
couldn't do
things.
that because he didn't say the gun was missing. He didn't file a report that the gun was
No,
missing.
but he could have done
or
that.
not.
There are
No,
too many
that-
windows,
that's
that
the
she
case.
All
can
right,
say.
guys. Let me ask this question. Let me ask
He,
this question.
hold on,
Judge was
Chuck.
pointing out.
Chuck, please hold on. Chuck, he could have done that, right? And I am pretty sure, me positive say, that came up because he was looking for a way out. That came up during all of him planning and thinking. So you know what I can say? Me no know my gun do it. He could have said that because the judge basically say him could have said anything, right? Read the gun. So he was telling you that we cannot prove intent, but we can prove that this man gun
Right.
analyze him wife.
Thank you.
That's
two
what
things.
the judge
And
said.
if you guys
With
listen
all
to
the
the
hold on,
evidence with them
All
Let
I
me
should
say
allow
this.
Chuck, and then you can
Two
go.
with
things.
every single thing that they have, them can't tell you say him intentionally do it.
Last
Can't.
night I was having I think I was on DP's live last night, and I was having a conversation with them, but it was about the Westmoreland case, and I was telling them the difference. If I'm a licensed firearm holder and somebody attacked me with a pen, and I took out my gun and I shoot them, The difference between me going to prison and getting off of self-defense is the statement I give. Now, if when the police question me on that case, I tell them, say the person attacked me, I pull my firearm as a deterrent and I fired a shot in their direction. To deter them, the shot eventually connect and they end up dying. It's different from me saying them rush me and me take out my gun and shoot them. That's a two different statements. One we make you walk and one say you go to prison. So you're right. You're right in saying that we never know. But intent is what every prosecutor going to court go prove. Your job as a prosecutor is to go into the court go prove intent. Right? Secondly, now, the question is, we can't say the police do end up on the scene, but let's not forget who was Jolyan Silvera's first call. And never the police, you know. In calling friend them, including one social media blogger who says she went up there and cleaned up the scene. No, let's not forget that, you know, it was not the police was his first call. So when the police went there, the police was working with a stage scene. Rotten Mango come on social media and admit that she went there and clean up the blood.
I don't know if I'm here wrong, but at no point in time yesterday, I don't know, probably I missed it. But I recall the judge saying they found her on her knees.
No, she was sitting
The
down.
son found her
on her knees.
Right. Well, I know, but me keep on hear people say she was in her bed.
No.
The son found her on her knees. With the
Right.
blood
Find
coming
her
from
sitting
her.
up with her head down.
Yeah.
On her knees, but he never mentioned bed. So I don't know.
No, the police, I think the son find her on her knees. But
no, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I am saying there was no bed mentioned. Maybe I missed it.
No, you're correct, Lashika.
So where the bed argument come from? Because them say she dep on her knees with blood that come out her buttocks, her nose, and her mouth. Right?
Yes, face down.
So where the bed argument? Why are we saying that she was found in the bed? No, we never hear that.
So
was
Chuck,
just a
that's the
social
first
media
time I'm hearing
argument.
about the Rotten Mango thing. Did she really come out and say that and the prosecutor didn't even follow up on that?
Yes, she did.
She went to the station. She said she got police station and they took her statement and she's not wanted. That them say.
That's yes. But she did come out and admit that she was there cleaning up the blood. She admitted to cleaning up the crime scene.
Chuck, from morning, I'm trying to correct you in the chat. I am not picking it up. You don't need a unanimous verdict in unless it is a capital murder. Only a capital murder, you need a unanimous verdict. Yeah.
Use code words.
Oh, analyze. Only capital. You need a unanimous jury. You don't need a unanimous jury in a manslaughter or even just
But
a cartel case. You don't need a unanimous.
If he went to trial, he wouldn't have been tried for manslaughter. He would have been tried for the capital murder. The plea was manslaughter. The charge was murder.
Yeah, but not capital. Capital is different. The capital is also a step ahead of just charging for murder. You can charge for murder. You have capital. Capital is the one that gives you almost the death sentence. It's not every murder give you the death sentence. So capital murder, you need a unanimous decision.
Grateful. Grateful. No, I listen. There's no delay in the things that PMP would have win. Most countries, when it comes to these cases, have at least the most up-to-date countries have at least a 2-year backlog when it comes to murder trials. So you know, just get chance to murder and go to trial next week.
And Chuck, when you listen to the amount of
with this.
Hold on, Trivia. Let me just say this. When you listen to the amount of work that was put into this case, we can't think of delay. I totally disagree.
I'm not agree with the delay part of it.
The judge laid it out yesterday. Summation was long, but it was worth it. Big up yourself, Dean Jenna. Thanks.
All right, my thing with Judge Sykes, I know you all think Judge Sykes did an incredible job. How he incorporate the law with the case and how it's applied, but I think he deliberately give Jolyan the minimum years, the minimum sentence. He deliberately did that because when he
Did he get the
used
minimum or did
case
he get the
laws-
maximum?
Huh? When he used the case laws of Trinidad, that example, and then he went to St. Kitts and the entire region, and he said, and he used the starting point or the anchor in legal term, and he used the 25 years. Do you guys realize that the 25 years anchor starting point that he used was the lowest in the region for manslaughter?
No.
That's not true. That's not
All
true.
right.
Why he had to
what
go
did he
to
say
those,
was Trinidad that starting point?
Hold on. Why he had to go to those countries was that we never, he's saying that we never have like an unaliving with gun
A
and
weapon. Yeah.
right. And he said the magnitude or the stance that they took was very harsh, and he wanted basically to follow suit. Not his entire words, but that's what he was saying. When he mentioned the 25 years, he said that this is the maximum, and but the minimum, what would have been the minimum closest to murder. That's
No, Lashika, you're misinterpreting two different arguments.
No, I am not. He said that. He said that. He said,
yes,
remember,
he said that, but not in the context
even
that you're saying it.
Pardon? No,
He
that's
said
what
that.
he said.
Exactly what you said, it, but not in the context that you're saying. When you use that analogy you were using, it was related to the. It was related to the. To the gun charge. The first.
No. Remember, he was compiling both of them. He was basically saying why I had to go to the region. He literally said it. Why I had to go to Trinidad is because we don't have a lot of these cases in Jamaica for me to reference, right? For me to follow. Yeah. And he said, they took a very hard stance when it comes down to these kind of crime. He never said crime, but he said cases.
President. Those cases were set in precedents. He followed that precedents.
Precedents, right? He said that.
Yeah, okay. If he's follow the precedents, that's my point. If he's following the precedent, why did he go to 25? Why did he start the 25? And then he knew. Remember, this wasn't off the cuff sentence. You know, he had his submission prepared, so he knew that if he started at 25 and the aggregated factors, which will give him a six additional years, and then the discount will come directly back
guys,
to 20 years and 10 months. And that's my issue.
Tatum fanatic.
Huh?
Let us hear from a new person in the back. Tatum. Tatum have some perspective on it.
Anyways, as we said, the reason why he said that he
Happy man.
No, the him looking at other jurisdiction is because he didn't have a lot of cases like that in Jamaica to base it off a precedent. So he uses his persuasive authority to go to different jurisdictions, but places around the region to come to a persuasive authority in the case. So that's what he was explaining. So many judges do it. But what Omala was saying about the capital murder, yes, the capital murder has to be unanimous. But if it is just murder, then it can be like a 10-2 or a 10-1. But the judge encourages to be unanimous. But if they can't, then the majority wins.
All right, I'll take that.
Okay. Nazi, I'm gonna get in touch with you.
Okay.
I'll take that. But as I say, guys, I have absolutely no issue with the case itself. I mean, I have no problem with it. I think it is a win for us. We save billions of dollars. The prosecution have to save millions of dollars by avoiding the trial, and it is a testament to the work that we could get the man, a man who knows that may have the money. Because if you listen to the people them talking, them tell us, Jamaica man, when you have your money, man, everything good, man. So we prove now a man with the money, a man with the connection.
The man not no money, the woman saying broke, that's why them have problem and a cuss in the house.
The man no broke. The man no broke. No repeat that, make nobody hear you.
I know me say so, I quote say so.
All right, no repeat that, make nobody hear you. The man having money, him having connection. His name is a former legislator. And that man today is looking down the barrel of a 40-year sentence. Not 20, 40 years. Right? So our justice system in Jamaica, despite what people might say about it, it works.
It's working.
It's working. No matter people say, because most people use them feelings to judge. Then use what them friends say to judge. But use reality. Say again, me I go repeat. A man will have the money, a man will have the connection. Was forced to take a guilty plea rather than go to trial.
Chuck, let me say
I'm
this.
happy that you're saying that. I'm saying what?
Let me say this quick, Chuck. Justice Force, national security, bill by labor. Justice system, bill by labor.
Bill by labor. Right? Bill by labor. And you see, when the government made the mandatory minimum for gun charges, the mandatory minimum, when the government increased it, remember, you know, everybody that boss said the government wicked, you know. But Chuck, that guideline today.
Chuck, you know, one of the most important part of this is the law that the government passed, that the FLA store all gun ballistic.
Yes.
So they could go back to that ballistic that was taken from his gun, yeah, when for renewal. And that ballistic that was taken, that was what made the match, because he has destroyed
Bobby Wobia man strong. Bobby Wobia man strong.
Chuck,
you want to run against him, I go fret now.
Chuck, they man a really good man, you know. See my goat more. One by one them going to jail.
One by one them going to jail. One by one. Where is Ian Hills? One by one and going to jail.
I rise, I got jail. Damien, I said you want to rise, I got jail.
One by one them going to jail. Where is Ian Hills? Shika, give me a second there, Shika. Shika, take over. Give me a second.
Yeah, this man I tell me to take over. Take over. Yeah, but I'm gonna see the classism in the beginning of the case. I really don't. It not the beginning, in at the end of the judge.
No.
And everything else. Maybe in at the beginning him get a little bit of a privilege, yes. But I not see no classism existed there.
No, not in the justice system. We never see it there. We see it. I don't think they would have played that out in the open public. But I think the police, when the police never conducted himself in a real professional way that an investigator.
Yeah, but Omalo, as for the police, was the police the first call?
You know, even if he wasn't the first call, he had certain protocols that he's supposed to deal with, and he never dealt with them.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if all him first crime scene, Omalo. He probably shot.
In probably shocked him get the call to come on a crime scene where there is someone of high office in a high is an high official.
But
So,
his sixth sense, was also working in Omala, because why did he use his personal cell phone to take the picture? In sixth sense, he felt some type of way.
Maybe he worked all night and he was all tired and stuff in the morning, and all of these things flashing.
Yeah,
Really.
and the judge said something, the judge said something, say, you try to con the people them, literally that's what the judge say. Because you know when the man come and the man asks you, say, your wife have any sickness, you say no, and you know say you a fear gun commit the crime. The judge rub him, The judge rub him, man. The judge rub him.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. Based on what I heard, I'm not a lawyer. I am not the judge. And based on what I heard, and based on the calculation and the precedents that he looked to and all of these things, I don't see where he could do anything really different. And if he do anything really different, because if he goes out the guideline, then you're going to have a case for appeal.
And he might go walk like cartel. And that's what I was saying to Chuck earlier. Say you have to be careful. You can't make irrational decisions now and then to please the public, and then later on, 2 years time, he's out. So the judge really had to do, and I think he did what he had to do, as I say. Yeah, I agree.
Mashika, when you hear your lawyer, come on the radio and say he don't see no reason for appeal, then you know that the court did a good job.
Yeah. He knows say if he appeal it, it might be worse.
There's no reason. But that is all we are going to talk about this case. We are not going to talk about the world is on fire and how it's going to affect Jamaica.
No, we're going to talk about the Cuban situation.
We're going to talk about the Cuban situation.